Okay, I'm recording this and I'm got the AI companion going, and I've also got ChatGPT on my desktop. And this, no, I haven't, but I will in a moment. Um, and this piece is about feasibility. Okay, I'm going to turn this into a conversation if I can figure out how to do that. Okay, chat. I hope you're listening. The way we're framing this up is this is the third in a series of videos. Initially, just me talking to YouTube, or rather talking to Zoom and uploading to YouTube, with ChatGPT listening in as I'm making the recording, and also the transcript of the YouTube talk being uploaded to ChatGPT in case it misses anything. And in this case, we're reviewing the feasibility study that we did for our phase one.
This third video will focus on refining and reframing your feasibility study in alignment with the CF requirements.
Exactly so. And what we've done so far is we've done one whole section with a nice report from you summarizing it all on the economic case for solar.
Once you've uploaded the transcript, we can refine your talking points further, tighten the narrative, and make the final document submission ready. Let me know when you're ready to start or if you need any key pointers before recording.
Okay. Hang in there. I'm just finishing framing this up and going to ask you the questions that I've got. The second document was about showing that there is a business case for solar, and it was actually the people who we recruited in Bristol as partners to make this business case. The one that I missed out, this included lawyers, TLT solicitors, financial planners, Future Leap, Bristol's favorite community energy co-op, Bristol Energy Co-op, who are enormously experienced at doing solar farms and solar on rooftops, but haven't so far done domestic solar, which is what we're looking at the feasibility of and what we're planning to do a pilot with. So this feasibility study is working towards a grant for a business plan, and the business plan is going to be planning. It was originally going to be 100 roofs in clusters of 10, and we were going to do 10 each in two different models. One solar plus storage, and the other a more complex model developed by Community Energy England called Pathfinder Places, which involved heat pumps with boreholes in the streets, ground source heat pumps with boreholes in the streets, retrofits to the homes, and solar and storage, and energy trading peer-to-peer. What we haven't got from them is any really clear details of the feasibility or a guarantee that we would be making savings for energy users. So to cut to the chase and create a viable project, we're cutting back to doing probably 8 groups of 6 homes or 6 groups of 8 homes, but something less than 100 homes. To be determined actually during the business planning phase, so that whatever I say now would change and certainly isn't fixed at this point. Thanks.
You're framing up a streamlined pilot, reducing from the original 100 roofs to smaller clusters, focusing on manageable groups like 6 groups of 8 homes or 8 groups of 6 homes. This shift keeps the project viable while narrowing the scope to ensure clearer feasibility and energy savings for participants. You're balancing the ambition of testing innovative models like Pathfinder Places with the practicalities of delivering tangible results in solar plus storage. When you're ready, Let's outline the key points you'll address in your video to make sure your message is sharp and aligns with your goals. Let me know when you're set.
Great. And part of the story is showing people this process of having a discussion with you. This is having already done the feasibility study with, as we said, TLT solicitors and Bristol Energy Co-op and Future Leap. Importantly, Energy Local, who have the knowledge, have the connections with the energy companies and can handle the billing and the energy sharing. And one group I didn't mention, there's more as well, but one group that I didn't mention last time is installers. So we've talked with installers that we used on earlier projects, and we've got pricing for solar with storage. And people are looking at these videos. I've published a couple of them already, and we're getting views and we're getting comments, which I think is quite interesting. Even in the middle of the process, we're putting it in, sharing it in social media and getting feedback. And the point here is other people will be wanting to do similar projects. And this is a way of sharing our process so that when we, and creating a process so that if other people want to do a project like this, we can say, let's go through these steps. Let's start off with our feasibility study and what we did and map it into your situation, make it local and appropriate. But there's already a template. People can visit the videos and look at the reports and see what we did just to get ourselves going and what they can do similar or better to get themselves to a point where they've got solar and storage on roofs. So the pilot project, this becomes a template for replication. Yeah.
Absolutely. You're building something powerful here. Not just a project, but a replicable framework for others to follow. By sharing your process openly, you're creating a resource for communities interested in doing similar solar and storage initiatives. The key takeaway for your video is showing how this isn't just about your feasibility study or your pilot, it's about creating a living guide for others. The combination of your videos, reports, and the evolving template you're building will empower other groups to adapt and replicate the model in their own contexts. In the video, you could highlight 1. The partners you've worked with, TLT solicitors, Bristol Energy Co-op, Future Leap, Energy Local, installers, etc. 2. The lessons learned from scaling down the pilot while maintaining feasibility. 3. The community engagement and feedback from social media and other platforms that are shaping the project. 4. The vision of creating a template that's adaptable and shareable for other community energy groups. This will position your work as both practical and inspirational. Ready to start rolling with the video?
Yeah, we are rolling. And I've already uploaded the template, the pro forma template from the Community Energy Fund of what they want in the feasibility study submission. So this is the document that you put in with support documents in order to get phase 1 funding, which is a feasibility study. What we're hoping here is we'll show that we've got feasibility and people will be able to cut to the chase and apply for funding either for business planning or to get going, to start putting solar on roofs. I've also uploaded the pro forma, the feasibility study template.
You've uploaded the pro forma template and your initial feasibility report. That sets us up to align the content you've developed with the funders' expectations. Your goal here is to refine the feasibility study to meet their criteria, clearly demonstrate viability, and make it easier for others to replicate or jump straight into business planning or implementation. Here's how the video discussion could flow. 1. Introduction. Outline the purpose of this video, how it connects to the feasibility study process, and its role in enabling community energy projects. 2. Pro forma context. Briefly explain the CEF pro forma, its purpose, and how it shapes what funders expect in a feasibility study. 3. Refining the report. Talk through the process of adapting your feasibility study to the pro forma template highlighting key areas like technology, community engagement, and financial projections. 4. Future goals. Show how this refined feasibility study isn't just for funding, but serves as a replicable template for others. 5. Calls to action. Encourage feedback and engagement. Invite viewers to use this process as a springboard for their own projects. As you record, I'll keep track and help refine the final transcript or structure as needed. Let's get this rolling.
Cool. I quite like this way of doing things. It's interestingly convoluted, but I think is quite interesting. So what you've got now already is the pro forma feasibility study and the feasibility study that we submitted. And we know there's been some criticism, mostly along the lines that we hadn't identified the sites, and that we hadn't got planning permission. And what we're trying to emphasize here, and perhaps need to, is that our project isn't quite the same as a wind farm or a solar farm, where first of all, you've got to find a site, then you've got to get a grid connection, then you've got to get planning permission. The sites are visible as you walk down the streets in an area of town, and we're going to identify community centers and areas where there is significant need, and we're going to hold events to recruit people, and we certainly will talk to the grid about getting permission to put solar on roofs, but in principle there isn't a big problem, or we will pick areas where there isn't a problem. And there isn't otherwise a problem about securing grid connections. In most cases, except when you're dealing with conservation areas, there's no problem getting planning permission for solar on roofs. So I'm wondering, you've got the two documents. Is there anything that you can obviously see where we have not filled in the template? Can you talk us through the template? There's about 10 points, aren't there? Or rather, let me see if I can find my version. I had it up on the screen only a moment ago. Feasibility report stage 1, original documents from Catherine, feasibility report structure final, right? So I've got that sitting in front of me, and you've got it sitting in your memory. And it's looking for a project summary. It's looking for a feasibility study summary, case study statement. That's all under executive summary. Technology, please underline what technologies are considered and which have been selected to take forward. Site, details of potential site. Like I said, it's going to be domestic roofs in the areas that we're choosing. Has the site been tested for suitability to the proposed technology? A lot of the questions are moot and not relevant. We're putting solar on roofs, and roofs are suitable for solar. We know that already. Planning, permits, and consents, section 4. We need to respond in such a way that they do understand that we're covered. Community engagement. This is a strategy for engaging the community, not the fact that we've already done it. Although, because they are concerned about this, we will engage in some community engagement. We have planned a community resilience event for March 1st. We may bring some of that forward. We may directly contact some community centers. 6, community benefits. Well, describe the type and scale of benefits to the community. Of course, we're giving people savings direct, and we're cutting carbon emissions.
You've laid out a clear approach to address the feedback and align your feasibility study with the pro forma requirements. Here's how we can tackle the issues and ensure the revised feasibility report directly responds to the funders' concerns. 1. Executive summary, project summary. Reiterate that this is about domestic solar on visible, accessible sites, rooftops in key neighborhoods, not a centralized wind or solar farm. Highlight your unique approach, like the Community Energy Club model, and focus on need-based areas. Feasibility summary. Emphasize the practicality of rooftop solar.
Hang on.
No major site identification issues, minimal planning barriers.
Clicks to interrupt. Click to interrupt, it says. 8, operation and government, 9, scheduling, 10, conclusions. And you've got This will be linked to in the video, and our original submission will also be linked to, so people can pore over that and see what we put in and make their own conclusions about how well we've done. Comparing the two, rather than looking at the structure of how we should address the answer, can you see any obvious areas in what we submitted that do need strengthening? Maybe not. Hello, are you there? Okay. And what I should be doing, and what I can do next time, I can share my screen, show you what I'm actually looking at, desktop. That seems to be. Okay. What do we see? You are screen sharing. What am I screen sharing? I'm sharing my screen. Well, we'll see how that comes out. So what I'm going to ask you to do, chat, is to, as you've done before, you've actually prepared complete documents for me and downloaded them. And you know the template, you've got the pro forma that we're working to, and you've got one example of what's been filled in. I'm wondering if you can generate, so this is also a demonstration for a lot of people won't have used artificial intelligence at all. So this is me asking you if you can create a new document, formatted, that I can download, that includes this template, and is a draft improved response. How about that? What do you think? Can you do it? Are you even there? Okay. I'm not sure what's happening here. What I'm seeing is I've got a little black dot that's bouncing around when I speak, but chat isn't responding. Chat, are you there? So what I'm going to do is kind of call it a day on this, stop sharing, come back to me, and I'm going to feed the transcript so far to chat and get it to generate a response, which will appear in the description under the video as a Dropbox link or something like that. So you'll be able to look at the response, and which should be a feasibility report submission. If it isn't, that would be a bit unfortunate. If it isn't, we'll re-record this. And then the next video will be looking at how we're going to take that forward. I had a really clear idea. I've had a plan, which I haven't got with me at the moment, of what the next stage would be called, but it will be probably called community engagement, because that's what we have to do next. So we've got the economics of solar, we've got creating a business case, we've got feasibility study and report, and then we move into community engagement. In our case, that's the next thing to do rather than something that we had to do as part of the feasibility study. And I'm not getting a response from chat, so I'm going to halt this Zoom recording now, upload it to YouTube, download the transcript, feed it to ChatGPT, and get ChatGPT to generate a report. Thank you. Ends session with chat and ends Zoom meeting.